What's going on, Virgo? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be your reading for the rest of November 2024. So in this reading, Virgo, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy for the rest of the month. We're going to take a look at some things you do not see coming, and we're also going to get some advice from your angels and spirit guides for you and so much more regarding November 2024. So before we begin this reading, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, and I really do appreciate you, Virgo, in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading does happen to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I would also really appreciate that over here, Virgo. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pull the energy and see what's coming on line for you for the rest of the month. But keep in mind, Virgo, if you want to get exclusive tarot readings from me and astrology workshops where we can talk about things that we can't necessarily talk about on YouTube, then go ahead and click the link in the description box below and join the Mystic Mastermind School. Give it a shot. You won't regret it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it and see what's coming your way, Virgo. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Virgo. A little too many, you know what I mean? But no. Man, everything's in question right now, huh? Yeah. A lot of funky stuff happening for the Virgos out there. Despite that, it's all happening for a reason. All right, Virgo. Yeah, it looks like this isn't a kind of all over the place reading where a lot of you may feel like you're experiencing at this time temporary financial difficulties or feeling like you're on the outside of where it is that you actually want to be. And there's also this pending feeling of having to take a risk in order to get out of the situation that you're in versus kind of stay in a situation that you don't really prefer. And so there may be this feeling of you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't type of frequency here, okay? Now, I want you to be really careful of the people that you choose to associate with. There is the quote that you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around with the most. And for some sort of reason, Virgo, there is this energy of through your association with others, the idea of you adopting negative thought patterns, behaviors, and ways of being that really weren't even having anything to do with you in the first place, but because of your association with certain people, places, and things, now you find yourself in a whirlwind of uncertainty and of not knowing what to do. That's really what I feel. So we're going to read the energy. We're going to get into it to get the most out of it. Now, the way that you're going to get the most out of the craziness of November 2024 is to realize that you, despite what it looks like, you are being initiated by the universe into something very special. And for a lot of you, this has to do with your own harmony. And your own ability to create that harmony may be boggling your mind right now because for some of you, you may realize, I'm in deep, I'm in an uphill battle. But right now, sometimes, the universe doesn't give you what you want, Virgo. The universe always gives you what you need. And right now it seems that there's a bit of adversity here and a lot of uncertainty that you're going to have to push through. I do feel like there's something to do with the universe kind of testing your boundaries. How far will you let people push you before you decide to move into uncertainty by letting it go? I feel that the nature of a lot of your problems have to do with the idea of attachment, being attached to the outcome. And for some of you here, there is an element of letting you know that a certain level of catastrophizing may be something that's going on around you or within you that you're going to be letting go of. But like I said, the main thing to remember for whatever's going on around you in November 2024, Virgo, is that this is a rite of passage. This struggle, the hardship that you're going through right now, is not meant to last forever, but it is meant to initiate you into your true soul family, into where you're truly meant to be. But there is a warning around you, Virgo, that you need to be extra careful about who you choose to collaborate with, because right now, as the energy reads, there's certain energy that if you choose to continue forward with these people, with this energy, it actually may destroy your entire sense of harmony and life. Now, for some of you, there's something interesting going on where you have the ability to stay on the same path and to create a great looking external future, but you know that deep down it won't really satisfy you. And so there's this deep level of attachment to the opinions of other people, to what will people do when we're not together anymore, whether it's a friend group or whatever. But I think you have to realize that whatever the universe warned me that you was poison, like BBD first cassette, and still I put my chips on the worst bet. That's how a lot of you are feeling, like you put your chips on the worst bet. But you have to realize that this is all this is also a lesson of patience for you, I feel. Now, before we get into the tarot, let's go ahead and start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards. And for many of you, what this also is a repeat situation. There's a repeat situation because you have something to learn that maybe you didn't learn as much as you thought you did. So whenever you get yourself involved in a repeat situation, you have to really look around you and view it as a rite of passage initiating you into your future. But before we get into it, the energy that you need more of, the pre-shuffled oracle cards, is the ripeness card. And this is like the 9 of Pentacles, and the number 9 is a card of completion. It's also a card of, it's like a humanitarian card, but it's standing out to me as, for some reason, you're ripe for change, and intense change right now. You know, but the 9 of Pentacles is an energy of coming and going as you please. You can pick the fruit on your own. You may have a garden where you have the fruit and it's your own fruit, but right now there's weeds in your garden that are really disturbing your own ability to be ripe. So on your own, you're ripe. But based on the people that you've chosen to surround yourself with and some of the decisions that you've made, it's like you're becoming a little dried up grape instead of the ripe fruit that you are. So the universe is asking you, the next card that you need is the Knight of Wands, which is intensity. And the intensity is moving towards that 9 of Pentacles, that ripeness. So you need to realize that, you know, all we have is the present moment. And if you don't make the changes you need to make right now, you may never make them. Buddha said the illusionist is that we think that we have time. But really the only time exists in the present moment. And if you're finding that your time is not enjoyable or is being soured, which I feel for many of you it is, then you need to move towards your own sovereignty, towards your own ability to create your own reality. No one creates your own reality for you, but you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with most. You will adopt negative patterns through negative associations with food that you eat, music that you listen to, people that you're around. This is what I feel is going on. You're caught up in a web that you've used your free will to get involved in, perhaps for a higher level, just to teach you what is harmony and what is not harmony in your life. Because the next energy that you need to focus on for November is harmony. And you see these are dolphins, which are not sharks. And the harmony frequency is, I feel like, moving intensely into your own harmonious universe despite the challenges that you're facing. So this is an inner game right now where, the universe isn't asking you to be overly mental. There's no air cards here with the oracle cards that you need more of. So there is an element of using your fire to take action towards your own harmony, despite the level of confusion that exists in order to actually get there, because there is a level of confusion. So like I said, your opportunity is the Four of Wands. There may be soul family members around you teaching you harsh lessons, and instead of viewing it negatively, you have to realize that we are all soul family, and even your worst enemy can actually be someone that you chose from a higher level to have experiences with. So the Four of Wands is your opportunity. Your challenge is the Two of Swords. And this is a bit of a difficult energy. I feel the Two of Swords in your challenge is that there could have been decisions that there are decisions in November 2024 that are difficult for you to make, or there's something that you'd rather not look at that is now blowing up in your face. I also feel that this Two of Swords in your challenge is it's going to be hard for you to set boundaries and to say no and to completely cut things off, which for some of you may be what you need to do before you get yourself in a worse situation. For some of you, the challenge is the only option is to drop it like it's hot. You know what I mean? And if you can't drop it like it's hot, you might drop it in a worse. You might find yourself in a worse. Now let me explain why I'm saying this to you, okay? And please only take this reading if it resonates with you. This reading is not going to be designed for every single person, but if you're still listening, I guarantee it resonates to a certain extent. But your overall general energy, Virgo, is the Five of Pentacles upright, the Two of Wands, and also the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So right now there's a feeling like of lack of being on the outside. For some of you, this is people that you're around that are actually, through your association with them, you kind of got yourself stuck in a rock in a hard place, okay? There may be certain people around you that are your soul family members that it's really hard to cut off at this time. It's really hard for you to refuse, that are simply bad for your own, right? You're ripe, but all your fruit is gonna be eaten. You know what I mean? And then you have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse here, which is something going wrong with your legacy, because I feel like there's a certain level of attachment to people or a certain thing here that you thought was going to be part of your legacy forever that's now changing. That it's not easy. It's almost like it's like you have this option of lack in front of you, staying on the same lifeline, and you have this other option behind you that's almost like an inverted version of your legacy. So it may not be easy for you to, it's like on all sides you have connections that you want nothing to do with or that you want to transform, okay? So we're gonna clarify that to get more information. But in what you don't see coming, you have the Six of Swords in reverse, the Moon, and also the King of Pentacles here. So the Six of Swords in reverse is for me about like not being able to move on from something, or it's kind of a harsh ending. And in what you don't see coming, there's definitely that frequency, because your challenge is the Two of Swords, and then in what you don't see coming, the Six of Swords in reverse is moving right into it. So I do feel like there's this element of a harsh ending that's coming your way that basically is inevitable at this point. I feel like there's nothing that you can really do to get yourself out of this where there's not going to be some sort of harsh ending that feels like I wish this wasn't happening. I wish that this could have been different, is kind of the frequency. And then you have the Moon and the King of Pentacles and what you don't see coming. So there can be a lot of financial things that are becoming weird. There could be a relationship that you have with an earth sign that's up in the air that's coming to an end. It could be another Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Doesn't have to be here, Virgo. But there's definitely a lot of confusion up in the air, a lot of uncertainty. But you have to realize that despite all of this, Virgo, this is an initiation for you. Everything is here to help you despite what it looks like. And sometimes it's through your association with things, you get yourself involved in something weird. And the reason I say that is because in your advice here, Virgo, you have the the Five of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, and also the Three of Wands. So this is right here in your advice, right? And I feel like there's certain people that you're either currently collaborating with in November 2024, or that you are planning on collaborating with, that the universe is letting you know there's a zero-sum game here involved. There may be people that you're collaborating with that you're literally getting nothing in return. And when you decide to close the cycle, you might be, there might be a real ending that's just complete door shut, like almost like a ghosting type of ending that makes you feel negative emotion here. But what Spirit's saying is to remain optimistic for what the future holds, and to remain optimistic that you're still on the lifeline of moving towards your ultimate harmony. I just think it's going to look very different than what your mind made it out to be to get you into the position that you're at now. Like, everything had to get you to where you are now in the middle of sludge for you to finally wake up to the truth of who you really are, and to move intensely towards that truth, which is in some sort of way independent right now. I feel like the independent path, not that you're, I do feel like there's also an opportunity for you to connect with new people, to be patient for that. But right now, there's definitely a karmic clearing going on in your life. So let's go ahead and clarify these cards to get more information. So let's clarify why the Four of Wands is in your overall general energy. Not an easy reading to do, right? But yeah, you have the Knight of Wands. That's also the energy you need more of. Ooh, I feel like this is about rushing into things with people without thinking through, without getting credentials or just believing in people's words or something like that. Yeah, the Four of Wands in your opportunity is clarified by the Nine of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and also the Five of Pentacles. So there's something about moving too fast, disguising your passion as anxiety, calling something your passion. Oh, I'm passionate about being around these people. I'm passionate about doing this thing, when really it was your anxiety disguised as your highest excitement. So there's some sort of negative expression in your reality that's causing you, maybe it's causing you nightmares. Maybe it's causing you to feel like, I rushed into something. I talked a big game and I couldn't back it up. Or for some of you, this is people around you, things that you're observing. That's really leading to some sort of collapse in your life. It seems like it's a time of decay, but remember, this is a rite of passage that in some sort of way you're meant to go through this struggle so that you can get better clarity about what you do not want. Right now, you want to know what the benefit is? You have so much clarity about what you don't want and what you're not going to allow into your life anymore. And in your advice, you have this. So I feel like this is about trusting your gut instead of your fiery mind a lot of the time. Now, the energy that you need more of is the intensity card, but it's to create something equally, with the level of intensity that you've got yourself into this sticky situation, you're going to need that same level of intensity to get you to a better situation. So let's clarify that Two of Swords in your. So something was not thought out well. Something was created with a lack mentality, and now you're getting a lack result. And keep in mind, for some of you, this is not to do with your own lack necessarily. It's to do with your associations. I'm telling you. Hang out with the wrong crowd, get burned. Hang out with the wrong person, get burned. You are the average of the 5 people that you hang around with most. And right now, it's almost like I'm like Virgo, you're on the wrong side of the people that you want in your life right now in some sort of way. So take it as it resonates. Please leave what does not resonate, like I always say. But you're here for a reason, listening to this for a reason. Why is the Two of Swords your challenge? Three of Swords. This could be an unexpected heartbreak. This could be, you've been feeling heartbroken, calling it commitment, and it's blowing up in your face. You also have the Two of Wands, the Emperor, the Hanged Man. So I feel like at this point, this is your challenge is to almost release control and let the universe step in to help you. Your challenge is to release control of people that you've never been in control of, in some sort of way. Release people that are trying to control you, that are trying to get you down here. But there's definitely And your challenge is that you may be blocking out a moment of enlightenment, or other people may be doing that as well around you. But ultimately, in your challenge is to move through heartbreak. And the Three of Swords comes right after the Two of Swords. Right? So there is this development from being in denial. No, I can be around these people. Who cares? I can talk a big game and not back it up. Who cares? And then bam, you move to the progression, which is the Three of Swords. And this is your challenge. But then it's to regroup yourself, to gather yourself back up, and to let this pain sink in, and then make a decision from there, is really what I would have to say. Because it's a painful initiation, is what I want to say, right? So let's clarify why the Five of Pentacles is here in your overall general energy. Wow. The Five of Pentacles is clarified by the Two of Swords. This is also in your challenge. For some of you, you're around people who don't even realize the lack that they carry in their minds. For some of you, it's a wake-up call to realize that maybe you've been looking at things through a glass half empty rather than a glass half full attitude. And for many of you as well, you know, it's to look at the suffering of other people, and to have compassion for it, to have compassion within yourself. For a lot of you, this is a major lesson of some sort, but you could really be blindsided this month by the, how did I get myself into this situation, is basically what I feel. Let's clarify why the Moon is the centerpiece to your reading. That's what it's telling me, that it's almost hard to read this energy. You have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, the Moon is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Cups here. So I feel like there's people that you've been working with. This could be a certain friend group. This could be people that you plan to work with here. That there's a situation of healing coming through, where you may have to find new people here. You know, because remember, in your advice, you have this energy. You have this energy in your advice. A collaboration gone wrong. Someone waiting to destroy a collaboration. So in some sort of way, you may have to move through uncertainty with people around you, if that's what you feel called to do, to stay as a team, to stay gathered here. But for a lot of you, it's going to be the realization that the whole reason why your life is so horrible is because of the people that you choose to associate with. Because it's your family, because it's your soul family, because it's your history, whatever. I feel like you've been committing to situations that have not actually been in alignment with your harmony, because maybe you're afraid to admit what that might mean, what you would have to do, and now it's... but there is a frequency, the King of Pentacles. The universe always sends someone. There is a blessing in this. There is an ability to move quickly with the same amount of intensity that got you into the situation. You can get out of it as well. Let's clarify why the Three of Wands is in your advice, which is about remaining optimistic. This is definitely a rite of passage of pain. Yeah, you have the Ace of Pentacles. There's a new beginning opening up for you now, for sure. Nine of Cups. Something that's going to make you really happy with synchronicity. Maybe more independent, or working with people who accept you and are not trying to be codependent in some sort of way. Then you have the Devil here. Yeah, I mean... The Devil's Capricorn energy. The Three of Wands is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and also the Devil here. I feel like whatever situation you got yourself in, there's always a way out. And I feel like there's a new opportunity coming to you that's going to make you very happy, that's going to be very synchronistic. As long as you can be patient, you will get out of this situation. The Devil also has to do with temptation, and it also could have to do with your true desire as well. And I feel like the universe is asking you, you know, whatever you truly, truly desire. The Devil is not always a bad thing. The Devil can be something that you truly desire that will make you happy, that perhaps other people around you would not understand or they don't get, that you're actually moving towards. So there's a whole new chapter that's going to make you very happy, but in order to move towards this, I do feel like the universe is saying you're going to have to be seen as bad or wrong from maybe a whole group of people, or maybe people that you've had around you for a long time. That's why You have all this painful energy in your challenge. I feel like whatever it is that you're truly after and what you truly desire, when you go for it, and even the crazy thing is what you've been going for now, there's people trying to mess with you. But when you step into your true desire that's going to lead to harmony for you, I feel like this energy is going to go away. But there's also going to be people, like the advice is that there's still going to be people that don't want to see you win. But this is more of a past energy to me. This is more of in the beginning of November to the middle of November, if you stick on the same lifeline. But then when you stick it out, you remain patient, you break ties with things that you're meant to, you have this energy waiting for you, which I think is something that you truly desire, that you're going to be moving towards. So remember, the energy that you need more of is ripeness, intensity, and harmony. So whatever situation you find yourself in, you're going to have to move intensely towards your own independence. In the advice, you have the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles. The number 9 has to do with completion, but it's also independent energy. So stay patient throughout this process. You are being initiated through dark energy, but obviously if it's happening, then it's meant to happen. So with that being said, I'm going to conclude this reading. I'll talk to you next.